Hi there, my name is Ange, otherwise known as Pumpkin Geek, and this video is, well, it's about the Great UK's response to COVID-19 or coronavirus or whatever fancy name it has been given recently. Or rather, lack of response, that may be. So let's take the government for example. On Thursday, there was this big Cobra meeting, and it was supposed to outline the government's response from moving it from delay to contain. From contain to delay, because contain isn't working anymore. And everybody was dead excited. Like, all the kids thought that, school would surely be cancelled and people would be asked to work from home, and, we would get similar to an Italy style shutdown. What did we get instead? Wash your hands. Don't go on foreign holidays, especially don't go on a cruise if you're elderly. And yes, your loved ones are going to die, but people are going to get it, and we're going to get through it with the great British spirit of the blitz. Okay. First of all, can I just be the person who actually points out the great British spirit of the blitz isn't as nice as people may romanticize it to be? Yes, people were bombed and then went to work the next day, and in that regard, Hitler failed to destroy the British people's spirits, which was what the Blitz was about. But did people actually really come together under the great British spirit of the Blitz, or was it, in more likelihood, a propaganda thing that the British government dreamt up because it was good for morale and the war effort? I'm going to argue the latter, because let's face it, people were using the Blitz as an excuse to go and be a tea leaf or a thief, for those that don't understand that slang. Towns were kind of like, they weren't mentioning towns in the press from my research that were getting bombed, apart from like big cities like London. So towns were feeling disenfranchised, and the working class got dumped on a lot. Would the great British spirit of the Blitz really be there if things like rationing and lots of rules were not put in place to ensure the great British spirit of the Blitz? I would argue no. And let's not forget that the British person who broadcasted German propaganda, was actually quite popular at the time. Thank you very much. But there's another reason why the great British spirit of the Blitz isn't going to work. People are inherently selfish. You try and find this in the shops right now, and you can't. This seems to be like the latest fashion accessory. Like, people, why are you hoarding and panic buying toilet roll, hand sanitizer, dish soap, and why are staff at shops like B&M having to hide their Dettol? Honestly, I saw somebody come to blows in my town centre over toilet roll the other day, and the staff at B&M were having to, put Dettol in places that most people wouldn't think to look. It's ridiculous. And this is the great British spirit that is going to get us through coronavirus? I think not. But yeah, lack of response from the government. I mean, today the announcement came from Robert Peston, of all people, that the over 70s should be getting ready to go into self-isolation. The problem is nobody knows when that is going to start, how long that is expected to be, and when it will end. And did this come from, a government person making a statement or an announcement? No, it was leaked to the press. It's like the government does not want to take any responsibility. Which is quite disheartening, but then what do you expect when you voted in a bunch of Tory crooks? And Boris, who can't seem to cope with anything unless you can give it a slogan like get Brexit done. Get coronavirus done doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? But yeah. And, even if that was going to work, which it isn't, because, what I've read and seen with my own eyes since this announcement came out is, yes, some people will take heed to it and follow the self-isolation and will be fine. Other people are going to be like, you can't tell me what to do, which is another problem with a blitz spirit. After things like the 7-Eleven bombings, after the tourist attacks, after the Manchester Arena bombing, we have been told by the people in authority, we just have to get on with it and don't let them win. We are now being told, don't get on with it, change your life, which is the exact opposite of what we've been told before. British people have now been put into a certain mindset, and it's going to be a hard battle to get people to change that mindset, to start self-isolating, to work from home, to avoid the pub, especially if that is what they're used to. And I'm going to be a bit controversial here. I'm going to say especially boomers. Boomers are used to things being done a certain way. Just a conversation with the boomers in my life. One has basically said, I'm not going to let it stop me from doing what I need to do. And in this case, it is need to go to work. Fortunately, my family is not in a position where we can work from home, well, those of us who have jobs. And that is one problem the government hasn't considered. Yes, it's saying, if you have to self-isolate, we will pay you statutory sick pay at £92 a week. The average rent around these parts is like £250 a week. Where are people going to pull the extra money from? And that's even if they can navigate the benefit system at the moment. I struggled with it, and I was trained on how to claim universal credit. Are you seriously going to tell me boomers, even if they have the internet, are going to necessarily have the skills to use the internet to apply for universal credit, for example, or get Ubers, or get a meal from Just Eat or Deliveroo or wherever the government is coming out with? If they're not used to doing it, they're not going to. That's like an entire skill set for them to get their hands around, and they may not necessarily be in a position to get their heads around it. This is going to be an interesting couple of months. And for those of you who have seen my rant earlier, you know where this next bit's going. We also have to get people into the mindset of being a bit more hygienic with themselves. And let me tell you, in certain parts of the country, that is a challenge in itself. Some people barely know what's open water is. Getting people to wash their hands frequently is a losing battle, I can tell you that. I'm a frequent user of public toilets because I'm not going to get into it. I have conditions. I've discussed them in other videos. The amount of people I've just seen do the splash and dash, which is basically tap on, water, tap off, flick, flick, out the door, or worse, not do anything at all. I've lost count. Meanwhile, because this stuff is in such high demand, you'd think people would be using it. They're not. You know, something as simple as blowing your nose, you would expect people to blow, bin, use. They blow, pocket, or even worse, blow, dump on floor. I've seen it. Or, people who may not even have a tissue and wipe. Or the other example is people are being asked to self-isolate if they have a cough. Again, this is not happening. I know this. I've witnessed it with my own two eyes. I'm not going to judge people for whatever reason they have for being out the house if they are so clearly ill. Again, it could be they're at risk of losing their job, or they need to get the kids to school, or whatever. There's a reason. There's a million reasons why they may not necessarily be able to self-isolate with a cough as much as they might want to, or may not want to. But again, today, rather than that was faked, by the way, or even grab these and use them to cover them up while they're coughing or sneezing. The amount of people I've seen on the bus today just and letting their germs fly all over. Lost count again. People are gross. And meanwhile, I'm giving myself allergic reactions using Camsol soap, which tends to be the stuff made out of foam, which tends to be the stuff that has coconut stuff in it, which is a coconut derivative. I'm giving myself an allergic reaction. To be a nice person, to not spread my germs around, it just seems like a bit of a wasted effort. The next couple of months are going to be interesting. If the government wants people to catch coronavirus, they're definitely going to catch it. Whether the plan of flattening the curve or not is actually going to work remains to be seen. I don't think it's going to be, because especially around my area, people are too set in their ways, and it's going to be a losing battle. Anyways, I hope I'm wrong, but I suspect I'm right. I've been Ange. I've ranted on long enough. I'm going to cut off there. If you've liked what I've had to say, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, give it a thumbs down. Maybe just click my face to subscribe wherever it is on screen right now. And I will see you next Sunday. For now, ciao, bye.